This video was extremely difficult to film, and not for the reason you'd probably expect. Let's just get into it. We'll get into that later. Let's get into the band today, which is Death. If you don't know who Death is or you've never listened to them before, you're going to today, and let me tell you about the band. Death started in the early 80s as kind of one of the pioneering bands introducing what we now know as death metal. Literally death metal. I know for a fact, or at least I believe this, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this specific video due to one of the opinions that I have, or maybe multiple opinions that I have, but we'll get into that. Keep watching, and please, if you're gonna leave a comment, consider that I'm a mother of 4. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. Literally say whatever you want. But let's get into the first album, which is Scream Bloody Gore. Death drops their first album in 1987, so we've got the late 80s coming in, Metallica's already out, Slayer's already out. Death is now emerging onto the scene. The first album starts with a song called Eternal Death, and we're already jumping into that Slayer beat, which, like, if you know, you know. The ride hits, the blast. Like, I was thinking, who started the Slayer beat first? Was it Slayer or was it Death? And then I looked it up, and it's obviously Slayer, but regardless, it always catches my attention and it makes me feel some type of way. But yeah, just full of energy, so much energy the moment this album starts. Listening to the second song, Zombie Ritual, I can already tell that I really like his voice, like a lot. It's like dirty and messy. Honestly, 2 songs in, I was like, okay, I could probably listen to this band all day. We'll get to that. Denial of Life has a tempo change in it, which I was like, okay, so you're already giving me like what I'm looking for. It's like such a smooth transition, and for me, it broke up the song because, as you guys know, I really do not like listening to the same type of song or the same thing over and over and over again. Like it gets dry really fast, but that one little tempo change, I was like, oh my gosh, okay, Death. What I like about this album and like old albums in general is that it usually sounds like it was recorded live at a venue. Like I'm at a show and they pulled the audio from the show. Like you just don't get that anymore these days. Like everything is too clean. So it's making me love this album a lot. And the song Sacrificial is amazing. Like, again, I just kept doing a whole lot of absolute just filth. The ending of Sacrificial made me want to gouge my eyes out, but of like pure happiness. I was like, damn, the song rocks. I like Regurgitated Guts. Quote me on that. I like Baptized in Blood, and then Evil Dead. When it started, I was listening to it on a Monday. When Evil Dead started, it felt like Halloween on a Monday in August. So like, here for that. That's great. And all in all, the album's actually really good. I thought it would be like too much for my brain or too much for me or boring. It wasn't a chore to listen to this opening album, so it was actually kind of refreshing. But so far, so good with Death. When they're just talking about this first album, so far, so good. Let's keep going. This album starts with the title track, Leprosy, and it's just as messy as their first record. However, they hit me with those Boots and Cats, or the Got the Life if you're a Korn fan, and I literally can't explain, like, 1, how shocking that was for me to hear Boots and Cats, and 2, just how happy it made me. I also love that the bass is prominent in the song as well, because you know I love a good drum beat, and I love some deep bass. I expected this point, even after the first album, to already be giving me a migraine. As we know, I'm prone to those. But so far, it's just overall enjoyable. I know that's not very like clever or like deep to say, but I'm just enjoying listening to these songs. I like how they make me feel. When the song Born Dead came on, I'm immediately immersed in the movie Wild Hogs. I became John Travolta. That's the only way I can explain that. Forgotten Past has a sick-ass 2-step moment for all my bros out there, my hardcore brothers. I know I haven't said anything negative about the albums yet, but I promise we are getting there. Pull the Plug is a song I actually knew going into this. I don't know why, but I had that specific song saved, and I do listen to it when it comes on. The drums on Open Casket are gnarly. Then Primitive Ways starts, and I have that moment that I always get to, and hopefully you guys get to as well, where you're just like, ah, death, sweet death. I don't know if it was just this song specifically, but this was like the song I remember feeling like, can I skip this one? Because I'm starting to get the point. It's like good until you hit a certain point where you're like, oh my gosh, okay, like I get it now. Kind of over it. Then we're ending the album with Choke on It with more Boots and Cats, which again, I can't get over that because I would never expect a beat like that to be on a Death record. I was like so caught off guard, but like I felt like a cat, bro. As far as Leprosy goes, I did thoroughly enjoy this album. I can say that. Really almost no negative notes for this. The last two songs were kind of meh. Overall, this was a fun one to listen to, and I saved more than half of the songs on the record onto my liked playlist on Spotify. I'm actually excited to dive into that one more and just take another listen in the future. So Leprosy's great. It's good. I liked it. I was listening to Living Monstrosity. Is that how you say that word? Living Monstrosity. And when he says she's a stupid bitch, she's a stupid bitch, I actually blushed. I was like, damn, okay, sir. Stupid bitch. Then we go into a little blast beat, which I appreciated, as I always do. I thought Defensive Personalities was a boring song until you get about 2 minutes in and they hit you with another Boot and Cat, which again, I did not expect. I never see it coming. And then it's just there and I'm like, okay. All right. Within the Mind has a dope intro that made me want to throw my desk through a window. I really love the direction of this song, Within the Mind. It's kind of back and forth, like all over the place, and I just remember it being a great song. I'm also starting to realize I'm commenting on most of these songs individually, but if I proceeded to do that for the whole rest of the video would be 4 hours long. So I'm going to only talk about the songs that really made an impact, whether good or bad, and then we can just kind of fly through these because a lot of their records are similar. Most of them are amazing, most of them, but let's just kind of get through these. Spiritual Healing, the song, is giving me like Halloween vibes as it starts. And then once the intro riff kind of enters, I once again want to learn how to skateboard. I just need to learn. Obviously, Spiritual Healing is cleaner, like quality wise, than the first 2 albums that came before it, but that's kind of to be expected. However, it does set it apart, even in a small way. Like it makes a small difference in my listening experience, and I really liked that. They still keep their sound, but it's just a little more crisp and nice. I don't think I like this album as much as I liked Leprosy or Scream Bloody Gore, but it was a good album through and through, especially for the era. This must have just blown people away, honestly. We have a lot to compare it to now in 2025, but for the time, I'm sure this was like a 1,000,000 out of 10 for a lot of people. This is where I think we're going to part ways. This record starts human, and it's intense. I'll give you that. It is an intense start. Very fast, coming in hot. The double bass was so fast, and I had my headphones on, like my over-the-ear headphones, and I remember it was so fast and so loud it felt like it was gonna give me CTE just from like listening to this intense double bass at full volume. It's like a little bit more straightforward in concept. When Human, the record starts, I'm getting that it's not as innovative or creative as the records before. It is more straightforward. Suicide Machine, I liked that one a bit more. Still feeling kind of restrictive. I don't know how to word it, but compared to the albums before, but I did like that song. It felt kind of weird. 3 songs in, I wasn't really feeling that as much as previous ones. I feel like every band has that point where they lose people, if that makes sense. And for me, Human was that album where I liked the first 3. That's what I went into Human expecting and looking for. And instead I got Human. They're still obviously crazy talented, and I think they have great songs, but when you compare to what they started with, it just lost me. Let me know if I'm crazy. Is this album good? Do you like this album? Am I the only one who like drifted away while listening to Human by Death? Lack of comprehension is how I felt listening to this album. Cosmic Sea should just be removed from the internet. Like, what the fuck is this song, bro? I have no idea what they were thinking when they decided this should be on the album. Like, it's all the lack of creativity from the whole rest of the album. All that was just dropped into Cosmic Sea, and they put too much creativity into it. It's weird, and I didn't like Vacant Planets either. I'm confused. My consensus on Human, I'm confused. I'm unsure. I think the first song may have been the only redeeming quality about the album. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's just my thoughts. It's just my thoughts. It just wasn't my favorite. This record wasn't my favorite. I don't think it is very good. Okay, we'll leave it at that because I don't want to grill Death. Death is amazing and I don't want you to come for me, okay? Didn't like Human. On to the next one. Overactive Imagination is how they start this album, and I already love it. It's refreshing. I feel refreshed. We're back, baby. We're so back. This song is once again just compared to the album right before it. I was like, thank God. But it was a really great listening experience. Individual Thought Patterns. Damn it, Individual Thought Patterns was great. Also, it has those weird time signatures that make me go bananas. The double bass is insane. The bass is insane generally on this record. The next song, In Human Form, was good overall. Very tasteful, and they kind of got back to that creativity portion, idea, concept that actually lands. Jealousy starts with a sick ass drum moment, which I Mentally Blind was good, but kind of boring to sit through. This is the song on the album where yet again, I was like, okay, I get it. Individual Thought Patterns was a good song, kind of similar vibe. I was like kind of waiting for it to be over just because it was good, but not astounding in my opinion. Then Destiny starts off with a slow, almost Metallica-esque vibe, which really triggered me and sent me back to hell. And even when the instruments fully come in, it was still giving Metallica. But then the second the vocals came in, I was like, I'm back. I'm in Death City. I have returned. Thank God. Thank God. Don't ever put me back in Metallica land. I do want to say I do love Metallica. I'm not trying to talk. Just go watch the other video, okay? You'll understand. The Philosopher, it sounds like he is in the movie It, and he is singing from a sewer. He's in the sewer and he's just yelling up like he's so far away. But I do love that sound. As far as Individual Thought Patterns, the record, this record made me smile. It was very refreshing to listen to this following Human. I loved the majority of the songs on this record, honestly. I don't have a ton of negative notes, which is always a good sign. There were maybe 2 or 3 songs that just sounded bland and kind of took forever to get through, but like the album had like a delicious, like crisp sound that is like, now it's addicting to me, and I listen to Death all the time now because of this project. So yeah, good overall. Individual Thought Patterns. Let's move on to the next one. Album starts with Symbolic, the song, and this song made me want to set my car on fire. Like, what the actual frick? I want that to play at my funeral. Just reel me out. I'm ready. Empty Words has another slower, more mellow intro, then goes into a smooth drive. When Sacred Serenity starts, I pictured this in my head. I feel like I'm in the jungle fighting for my life against a gorilla. Tell me you don't picture that too. 1000 Eyes is sick as fuck. Without Judgment is okay. Crystal Mountain, I saved it immediately. The drums in this song made me want to eat glass. And the drums throughout the song made me want to eat broken glass, pre-broken glass. I can't comprehend being in a band like this, but I want to so bad after listening to Death. Like, I want to be Death. I want to be Mrs. Death. The album ends with perennial. Siri, how do you say this word? I think it's overall a solid close to the album Symbolic. I liked that song a lot. This album, Symbolic, was incredible. I can already tell, at this point I can tell it's going to be so unbelievably difficult to choose a best album. Like, that's why I'm saying I know I'm gonna get hated on, because no matter what I choose, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. It doesn't matter what I choose on this, because they, in my opinion, have so many good albums. Like, choosing one as the best above the rest just seems inhumane, but we do pick one anyway, so we'll get to that. This album begins with a very intense drum intro, and I'm locked in because I'll be brave and I'll say it. Drums make or break a song for me. And if you've got sick ass drums, I'm more than likely locked in, and there's no key to unlock. His voice sounds incredible on this opening track. Scavenger of Human Sorrow. The bass breakdown. Hello? If death was knocking at my door, I'm answering immediately. Bite the Pain gave me an adrenaline rush that caused me to run into oncoming traffic. I don't remember typing that one out. That was really hard to read. I actually can't believe Death. I can't believe this band. They are so much more than I thought they were in my little peanut-sized brain. Like, they are so talented. Spirit Crusher does a similar bass breakdown to Scavenger, and it just never gets old. It doesn't get old, that's the thing. Spirit Crusher, bro, what are we doing? It goes into almost like a little City of Evil vibes moment as well, which we all know. Voice of the Soul, listen, I rarely like instrumentals. And this is no exception. Stop it with the instrumentals. Stop. I'm not interested. I don't want to hear it. To Forgive is to Suffer. A slightly better instrumental track just because I feel it had more beef to it, more material. A Moment of Clarity is good. Painkiller is obviously very iconic and good. It is a cover. I didn't know that until today filming this. It's a cover, but they just do it so well. Hell, I thought it was theirs. Probably one of their best songs, even though it's a cover. I don't know. The Sound of Perseverance, another iconic album filled with energy and creativity, a beautiful sound. It kept me locked in the entire time until that instrumental, but then I came back with Painkiller. That's kind of a wrap on my thoughts on each album individually. Now we're gonna get into everyone's favorite part of the video, which is the KGT Awards, where I will crown their best album, their worst album, their best song, as well as rank their albums on a tier list starting from S down to F. I'd first like to start off with what I believe is their worst album. Please don't unsubscribe. In my opinion, as usual, let me make that clear. In my opinion, being a nobody and just sitting and listening to Death for a week, back to back to back, the album that lost me and took me out completely was Human. 1991 just was so, not even just that it was different from the records before, because different doesn't always mean it's bad. It just lacked some pizzazz to me. It was very like grilled chicken and white rice to me. That doesn't mean that I won't listen later and love it suddenly, but at least right now for this video, I'm ranking Human as their worst, because if you compare it to all the other ones are so good. Human's the worst. Fight me. I believe that their best song, oddly enough, is, I would say it's Symbolic, off of the record Symbolic, 1995. I just remember when this song came on and I listened to it and then I listened to it again and again and again, and it's like, it gives you everything you want. I love the way it sounds. I don't get tired of it. And I feel like if someone was like, show me, like, who is Death? Show me Death. Let me listen to this band. I would literally pull Symbolic and be like, here you go. This is them. And now we're gonna get into best album. I thought the Metallica one was hard. Almost every Death album is 10 out of 10. This was way harder for me than I ever thought it would be. I had like a top 5 this time, but I did land on what I think their best album is, in my opinion, from listening to them. Please don't kill me. I think their best album is Symbolic, 1995. I loved Leprosy. I am obsessed with individual thought patterns. The Sound of Perseverance, wow, words are hard. The Sound of Perseverance was a million out of 10. I did listen to these ones I listed a few times and I just kept landing on Symbolic. Overall, this album has no skips for me, no complaints, and no notes. So that is their best album, in my opinion. I will now be ranking them on a tier list from S down to F. So here it is. Here's my tier list. In S tier, we have Symbolic going into The Sound of Perseverance. Those two were probably my top 2. A, we have Individual Thought Patterns into Leprosy because they're amazing, but I feel they don't quite add up to Symbolic or The Sound. B, I have Scream Bloody Gore because I typically think that a band's first album should never be crazy low, unless it sucks. But this album doesn't suck. It's good. I'm gonna put it in B. Then C, we have Spiritual Healing, middle ground for me, not the best, definitely not the worst. And then D, I put Human, and we'll get into this new system right now. I realized in my Metallica video, I was a little hard on the guys, like I did put them in E and F and really low places. I really don't think Metallica has any F tier records. Like even Load is not unlistenable. I think I should have redone that. So I'm kind of going in with a different mindset. None of Death's out records, even if they're not the best, does not mean they're F tier. So I stopped with D. Again, Human isn't even average to me. It's slightly below. Like I probably won't listen to that again. So this is my tier list. Take it in, take it all in. This has been the Death video. If you listen to Death, I hope you keep enjoying it. If you don't listen to Death, I hope you start now and start with Symbolic, the record. We're gonna be doing this once a week. Every Sunday will be a new video. Every Sunday will be a new band. So stick around to see if one of your favorite bands might make an appearance here. And let me know again what you think in the comments below. Fight me on it, agree with me on it, but also let me know your thoughts. Because again, I'm a nobody. I wanna hear what you guys have to say about the bands, the albums, the songs, and see kind of where we're at with all that. I'll see you guys next week.